Hello, good evening to all our participants. Facilitator for today is Nikita Prabhu, and she is a certified and practicing art therapist with more than 5 years of experience, and she is helping individuals process emotions and build self awareness through art based tools. So, I hope that you guys have kept your stationery handy while during the webinar. Maybe you guys can make the most of it. Will Nikita will guide you through. So without much ado, I'd ask Nikita to take over as our participants have been waiting.
Thank you, Sharon. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Sharon. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. We have exactly 1 hour with us, and I don't want to waste any of the precious time that most of you have made on a summer vacation afternoon from 4:30 to 5:30. So, firstly, thank you for that. Secondly, I want to now take some time where I want to make you all understand the importance of what we are doing today. What we are going to do is basically just discuss some simple patterns that can help you to relax your mind and set, reset your mood. Okay, we are going to discuss 5 patterns and we are going to discuss how each pattern is associated to a particular mood and how it can help you to relax and get more hold over how you react in certain situations. Okay, now without any further ado, I would like to share my screen. Before we begin, I would request all of you to just keep some loose sheets handy, blank papers, and maybe a pencil, sketch pen, anything that you're comfortable with. Uh, there is no requirement for perfection. We are just here to relax and experience how repeated patterns can help you a long way. So I'm just going to share my screen. Give me a couple of minutes. So we are here. We are going to discuss the pattern reset, a mindful pause in a busy world. Now, I want you all to make sure that you all are sitting in a comfortable position. You all have some bottle of water or a glass of water handy, and just be completely relaxed for the next 1 hour or so. Okay. Before we begin, let's breathe a little. What we are going to do is you're going to follow my voice. With the 1, 2, 3 counting, you will take a deep breath in, and with the 3, 2, 1, there will be a breath release from your mouth. Okay, so breathe in from your nose. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out from your mouth. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Breathe in from your nose. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. One last time. Breathe in from your nose. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Whatever had to be managed is managed. For the next 1 hour, you are present here. You're not going to be disturbed and you're going to have a good time with me. Yes? Now, for the next couple of seconds after the breath that you have taken, I want you to keep your left hand on your chest. I want you to observe your thoughts. We are not trying to control them, we are just trying to observe. It can be anything from have I closed the gas? Have I dried the vessels? Do I need to pay that bill? Just observe. Notice whether your feet are touching the floor or you folded them on your chair. Your shoulders are stiff up or you allow them to soften a little. Just try to lower your shoulders, completely relax. What is the one emotion that was present the entire week? Were you stressed about some exams or were you stressed about some payment that was pending, a grieving situation, a fight, some anxiousness, anger, feeling low? Address that situation. Give it a name. I was scared, I was angry, I was upset. Give it a name. Now that we've addressed our feelings and emotions and we've made sure that we are all grounded and present here, let's begin. The first pattern that we are going to discuss today is spirals. Spirals are patterns that are like swirls and they help you with the feelings of anxiety and anger. Now you have your screen which is showing you the PPT, and there's going to be one more screen that is allowing you to see. Just a second. Sharon, if you could just help me to also pin the screen with my page so I can show them. Let's just give Sharon a couple of minutes.
Uh, Hi, Nitika. Are you talking
Hi.
about spiral screen?
So the spider screen is visible. I want you to
Yes.
pin my handset on the screen as well so they can observe my desk and how we are going to draw the spirals.
Can I have changed the setting? Can people show thumbs up or comment to see that you are able to see Nitika as well as the spirals?
Okay, great. So now going forward, what we are going to do is, thank you so much for the thumbs up. What we are going to do, there is a Harika who says no. Harika, just check. There is a screen that shows a blank page. It has my hand right now on it and a black sketch pen. Can you see it?
I think Nitika, you will have to share a link then for that one. That also I'm not able to see it. So do you have some link I can then share?
So I wanted to show it to them while we are practicing it, Sharon. It would be easier for them to understand while we are doing the PPT presentation also. Is that
Sharon, if
possible?
you are able to see that, can you share it? I've enabled multiple panelists can share simultaneously.
I have pinned the screen. Can you see now? A blank sheet?
No.
I've just pinned it. I think everybody should be able to see it. No issues, no issues. Let's not waste any
No
time.
worries, Nitika, I can make you host instead of co-host. Then perhaps you would be able to do it. Let's
Um,
do that.
let's try that. We have a couple of minutes. We'll try. And if not, then we'll go back to the PPT.
Can you try it right now? You are the host.
Okay. I have pinned it right now. Just have a look.
Can
Can everyone
everyone
see?
see?
Yeah,
Yes, it's visible.
great.
Great.
So
So
now we
now
are
we are
going to
going to discuss
discuss the
the spirals,
spirals, and you're
and
going
you're
to
going to
see
see
my
my
screen
screen
also.
also.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry
sorry
for the
for the two
devices.
voices.
Just a sec.
Nitika, you will have to mute yourself from one device.
Yeah, I've done that. I think I've muted Nikita's handset device.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That,
I appreciate the patience of 137 participants. With technology, it gets a little tricky sometimes. I appreciate your patience. Going back, Now that you all can see my screen, and we also have the PPT that is visible to all of you all. What we are going to first start discussing is the spirals. I want you all to take your sheets and I want you to hold your pen in this manner and start drawing spirals from the center to outside. Keep them as close as possible and try drawing multiple spirals from inside to outside. After you've tried a couple from inside to out, what you can do is you can then try drawing them from outside to inside. Try to observe which one comes to you more easily. Is it the one which is from inside to out or the one which is from outside to in? Just observe which is coming to you more easily. I hope all of you all are trying. If there are any doubts, please do let me know in the chats. Okay. Thank you, Jinal, for letting me know into out. And a lot of people are experiencing. So, if you're comfortable with inside to outside, now I want you to try from outside to in also. Whatever you're comfortable with, try the opposite of it. Yes? Try the opposite.
Also, Nitika, if you would want to pick any participant to speak, they can raise the hand and you can let us know. We will unmute them.
Sure. If anybody has doubts, please raise your hands. And we have Sharon here who's going to help me to do it. Meanwhile, for the convenience that we complete all the patterns, I would request to hold your questions till the last. We have assigned a good 10 minutes to make sure that we answer and address all the questions. Yes? Yes, the size is different in both the cases, whatever you're comfortable with, either inside to out, outside to in. So for me, when I began practicing, it was always inside to outside. And then because I got too comfortable with it, I tried challenging myself and going outside to in. So, whatever you're comfortable doing, try doing the opposite of it. Because what is going to happen is you're going to require more attention. You're going to require to focus a little more. And that is what is going to help you to relax your mind and calm the chaos inside. Is it helping? If you can just give me a thumbs up so I know that you all are trying this. Now, if you look at the PPT again, the spirals, what they do is when you draw them from center to outward and outward to inward, they help you to slow down because your hand eye coordination is supposed to be so focused that you're not supposed to overlap them. If they're too tight, you are going to try and make them more open. And the more multiples you add, the more it is going to be relaxing for you. Okay, so what you do is you try these from inside to out and outside to in. Now, in cases where you're feeling extreme anxiety over certain situations, what you will do is you will practice these spirals and observe your breath work. Also, if you're feeling very angry, you're going to do this again. Now, suppose you're in a social setup and you say, Nitika, in the middle of a meeting or in the middle of something when I'm getting angry or anxious, you can't expect me to pull out my paper and my pad and sit and do spirals. Obviously not. For that, you have your palm and you have your wrist. What you do is you practice on your hands. So, if you're sitting in a meeting, suppose you have an important presentation which is about to go up and you're feeling that sudden heart racing, what you do is you sit calmly or your palms are on your lap and you just do this action. What happens with this action is it's a grounding technique also because it helps you completely relax. You're touching your finger to your skin, you're doing a pattern, you're going to be focused, so your mind is going to relax. Is it making sense? So I haven't done anything yet, Jinal. I am Mark. Can you see my screen? So this is this action that you will do. You will do this on your palm or anywhere on your skin, like this
Uh,
also.
Nit-
So it is more
You
convenient for you.
Nitika, you would have to move the hand towards the camera, so it's not visible actually.
No, so I'm doing it on my screen. I've pinned my screen, Sharon. I
I
think they
think
can
Let
see
me
Nisala,
my
pin
name.
your screen.
I've pinned my screen. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
So
later
I'll
on we
do it
can
on my.
reshare your
You
screen.
can do
Yeah.
this also. See, this is your hand action. What you do is you do this either on the back of your hand, or you can do it on the palm of your hand like this. You can try this. What happens is it's automatically a grounding technique because you're touching your skin. Automatically, you relax and you have more control over your breath. The fast breathing slows down. Okay, now we are going to go back for the PPT for a bit. I hope all of you all can see the PPT where it's mentioned how you draw the spirals. And what I want you to reflect when you're doing this is, where are you feeling caught in a loop? If you're drawing your loops, are you feeling that tightness, that this is becoming too much? I want to draw more freely. Draw bigger loops. You don't have to maintain that size. If you want to cover your entire page, also, you can do it. The wider your spiral, see how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel more anxious or it helps you relax? So, what I've done on my paper is I have done small loops. What I'm going to now do is bigger loops to see if it helps me relax. Now, in my case, I don't like big loops. I like smaller ones. So, I like drawing small loops. But in some cases, some people like to draw bigger ones because they get anxious when they are doing this. So, I definitely recommend these loops and ask questions to yourself while you're drawing them. Am I feeling caught up in some pattern? Do I see some repetitive behavior? Or do I want to just be right now? And I want to draw bigger loops with more space, more spirals, where I can take up probably the entire page. Yes? Is this making sense? Have you all tried? If I can just get a show of thumbs up. Great, great, great. Thank you so much for sharing. What I want to do next is I want you all to make sure that whenever you're drawing, suppose you've drawn a spiral on this page, I want you to then make sure that you're not drawing the next pattern on the same page. I want you to turn your sheet so that you have a clean paper when you're doing the next pattern. Okay? Now, going to the PPT, what we are going to discuss is fractals. Fractals is another name for branching, and this particular pattern is associated with disgust. Now, if you'll tell me, Nitika, what is disgust? Why disgust specifically? Disgust is associated with a lot of feelings. It can be termed as irritability, also, something that makes you just, ugh, why is this happening? That kind of feeling. How we proceed with this specifically, what we are going to do, just give me 1 second. We are going to start with a line from down, go up, and it's going to be like a branch. This is called fractals. So you draw one branch and then you go on with it. Sharon, if you could just check, because I've pinned this post again and it shows it's not visible.
Which screen do you want me to pin?
The
Your
handset
handset?
one?
Okay.
Yes. All are able to see now? Great. So
Okay,
what we
great.
did is we started from here. We went from down. We drew this big branch. And then what we've done is we've done smaller branches like this, smaller branches, and we just let it grow from there. We draw another one, just let it grow. This helps the feeling to pass without acknowledging or without making you feel afraid or angry. and it is just a way of flowing. Now, most of the times we can't express feelings. All these patterns are present in nature. If you see the spiral that we do first, it is also visible in nature in the form of so many patterns. This particular fractal is present in the form of your lungs, in leaves, in branches, in trees. So you just keep adding to it on both sides. And the beauty of it is that no matter where you stop, you can always add one more line to it. So you see how we started with just one line in the center and how we've gone into multiple branches? Yes? Is it making sense? So we've started with just one central line and then we've gone into multiple branches. And those multiple branches are then going into multiple branches. I want you all to definitely try this because it is going to help you to slow your breath down. Sometimes what happens is disgust is also associated with anger because you feel helpless in that situation. Somebody might be behaving a certain way or some situation might be irking you. You can't really do sometimes, you have to just be present and it makes you feel very helpless. So what happens at those times is you just breathe, and like I said again, all these patterns can be easily practiced on your hand again. You place your hand, draw these branching. If you see, you can see the veins in your palms also. You can trace the veins of your palms very easily. Very easily, the palms can be traced with the veins. Now, with the fractals, we also have a feeling associated of disgust. And when you draw from the central line and you just keep branching without any plan, what happens is every time you draw a smaller branch, you will see it will automatically make way for a other smaller branch. There is no restriction. There's nothing holding you back. So, what happens is you've allowed yourself to process that disgust and go forward. Move forward into the feeling of either acceptance or letting it be ignored. Okay? Now, what you do is after you finish drawing this, you may want to add some more sharpness or you want to add some more texture. So, maybe you make it thicker like this, or you can add some flowers or some leaves. Whatever pattern you are comfortable drawing, you can either draw birds also if some people want to add birds, you want to add leaves, you want to add fruits, whatever helps or whatever you feel those branches can take the weight of, you add it. Okay? Can I get a sign of thumbs up, please, so I know that you all are following so far? Thank you so much. Now let's go to the other pattern. The next one that we are going to try is, before we go there, what I want you to do is look at your branches. I want you to observe them and I want you to reflect on these questions. What is the boundary that I need to strengthen more? If you've drawn a branch, if you've got disgusted by somebody's behavior, obviously you have given that power to someone to affect your nature or your peace of mind. So then you start observing which areas do I need to make more strong? How can I work on myself where these things stop bothering me? Or who is that particular person who has that kind of a right over me that I can get irritated or irked by it? And what boundary are you stretching for them that you would not normally allow anyone else to stretch? So most of the times I have either mothers or parents who come to me saying that children or aging parents are the one they struggle with the most. Now we have to remember that these two are different sides of the same coin, and fortunately or unfortunately you are the one that is holding them together. So while it becomes very difficult sometimes to make sense or to reason with them, the only thing I recommend is not arguing, but doing a lot of listening. Listening helps, and rephrasing questions also helps. Because what happens is when you're trying to make somebody understand that you're disgusted or irked by something, it is not going to help. You're going to irk the opposite person and yourself more. So, I again recommend reflect, understand what you are feeling, and try to have better listening skills so that your disgust comes down. What happens is you're projecting your own disbelief or helplessness, and you're not able to understand what the opposite person is going through. So, when you do this, again, I recommend calming down yourself. When you're not able to listen and you want to react quickly, please pass this action on your hands, the nerves. You can see that will give you the 3 seconds or the 5 seconds to rephrase your words properly before you say something hurtful. Okay? Now let's go to the next one. This is called tessellations. Again, we'll take a new page for this. Now, in this case, tessellations are related to fear. Fear is something that we all are living in post COVID. Every sneeze, every cough, every fever scares us for a couple of seconds before we calm ourselves down, saying, "Nay, it must just be the weather." Yeah. Now you all must have observed the back of a giraffe or the honeycomb of a honeybee's home. You know how it is so neatly packed. Fear also comes like that only. It comes packed in the form of your experiences from childhood, experiences in your school, your colleges, your relationships, your parents. You have packed that in your brain over a period of time. And every behavior, every outlet helps you to again go back, again get stuck in that loop, and your reactions and behaviors are a repetition of that. Now, what happens with tessellations? It is allows you to address these fears, address this with calm. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw my shapes a little bigger because I can't increase the screen size, but I'm going to try and increase what I am drawing the size. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is you can pick any shape. For the sake of convenience, let's maybe do a triangle or a square or a circle is the most easiest one. So, what you do is you draw a big circle, okay, and then you start by packing smaller circles inside it with no room. Don't leave any room, okay? Just pack it very, very carefully so that there is absolutely no room. Observe the drawing that you're doing right now. Is it small shapes or you're drawing big, big fears? What are you drawing? Just observe. Observe, and then I will tell you all what it means. If you could just tell me what is trypophobia, I haven't heard of it. I'm sorry, Ushnato. What do you mean by trypophobia? Okay. What you can do is you can not do a pattern. You can do like a big pattern like this, like a triangle in an open paper. And then you draw another triangle which is parallel to it like this. So you don't draw a loop like this. You draw on a bigger paper and you just pack pieces like this together without any outside shape holding it. So when you look at the paper has the illusion of an open. So when you draw packed pieces like that in open sheets, it will not cause any kind of fear. I hope that helps. You can definitely try it. Meanwhile, the others, I hope you all are trying your circles. Now, I want you all to observe if you're doing small, 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 small circles or you're doing big circles. What are you doing exactly? Now, if you're doing very, very small circles, it is possible that you tend to get very irritated about the small, small things and you're not able to let go. If you're doing a good balance, means you're trying to balance yourself, you're trying to let go of things. And if you're trying to have like really big circles, that means you tend to ignore the small problems and you take it very, very lightly, and you tend to only wait till it becomes a really big problem and then you make a big deal about it. Okay, so these are just observations. It can mean different things for different people. It's not always true, they are observations. Art therapy is not about perfection, it's more about observation and making sure that your mind is relaxed. There's always a solution, there's always a way, because there's no right answer. It's just about how you process it and what that makes you feel. Okay, going forward, the next that we are going to try, and before we go to the next one, tessellations and fear that we spoke about, I want you to also understand that these shapes are going to be packed. Okay, they are going to be in one loop like this. Now, if you want, you can keep repeating this inside a bigger shape, or you can take an entire paper and do it like I recommended to somebody else. Now, what I want you to do is make sure that you are not completely distorting the shape. Try to maintain, if you're doing a circle, try to do circles. If you're doing triangles, try to do triangles. Okay? And while you're doing this, try to just make one of the tiles dark. Like in this case, I just make one circle dark. That represents me. I represent that as one of the problems that is irritating me, and I address it as one of my biggest fears. Okay, so if I have to list down my fears, I can process them one at a time, and then I can decide, okay, this is the one that is troubling me the most, and I'm going to address it. So, the root cause of most of these issues is mainly one fear. It can be fear of death, it can be fear of abandonment, fear of losing your loved ones. But till you don't address it, you will always feel that confusion, that what is the reason why I'm so scared of everything. So, once we address that, you'll be able to move on into the next easily. Okay, the reflection that I want you to ask yourself is, where are you staying inside the one dark part that you all have drawn? I want you to ask, where are you staying inside the structure? If this is your fear, where are you? Okay, just keep observing. Don't be in a hurry. Just because I have drawn a circle doesn't mean you also have to draw a circle. But whichever shape you're drawing, when your page is completely packed, and if I have circled one shape, that either depicts your fear that you have addressed, and then decide, where am I? Am I the entire circle outside, or am I a small part of this and I'm making it a big thing? So I want you to then place your hand on your chest, one hand on your page, do some deep breaths, and allow your mind to process that fear. Don't be in a hurry to find the answer. Sometimes, as adults, we consider our mind also as a small child and you want to just give tuck, 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 tuck answers. We are not ready to let the mind just be. Sometimes, if you let the mind just be by itself, you will get your answers by itself. Just allow some time to process so the thoughts can go from point A to point B. Okay, and whenever you're feeling fear of unknown, there is some fear that has caused that fear of unknown also. So if you're saying it with unknown about your life or where opportunities are coming from, or financial insecurity, all that is different. But that also comes from a place of either having a lack when you were growing up. That also causes fear, financial fear. So you have to understand where that feeling is coming from. Okay, great. Now, I hope you all have addressed this. We have done 3 patterns so far. We've done the spirals, we've done fractals, we've done tessellations. Yeah, so far all are with me. So, Rashmi has asked me how to not let your past affect your present. Rashmi, that's a very deep question. And if you allow me some time, we will finish the patterns and I will definitely address this. Okay? How not to fear is also related to some kind of anxiety, but please ask me this question back and I will definitely give you an answer for it. Now, going back to the pattern, we've reflected on this, and what we are going to do next is called meanders or waves. Meanders or waves are associated with the emotion of sadness. Sadness because you've either lost a loved one, you've either lost a job, you've had a difficult conversation, or you've just been in one of those loops where you don't know how to come out of it. Okay, sometimes sadness is an also very overpowering feeling and you feel like you're stuck in a loop, you're not able to come out of it. Okay, so I understand. Now what we are going to do is we are going to now do some waves. I want you to hold your paper, I want you to keep the entire paper occupied, and you start with one edge and you go up. Okay, what you do is you start with one edge from here and you take the wave up like this. These are called meanders or waves. Now the next part is going to be tricky because what you have to do is you have to make sure that you're tracing along it. So you started that shape, now you go along that shape. You try to make sure that you're tracing along it. Now if you see, from the time I started my first one and by the time I have reached my fourth or fifth one, this loop has become less deep and this one is becoming almost straight. Same way is the sadness. If you allow it time to process, the depth of it and the intensity is going to slowly disappear. Yes? You see how the line is now slowly become straight and the depth of the loop is become almost negligible. Now, if I had drawn these patterns very close by, then probably it will take me longer to process it and to make it straighter. Yes? I hope all of you all are practicing. If I can get some thumbs up so I know that you all are doing it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, when we are talking about meanders or waves, they are associated with sadness. And when we draw these continuous lines, what happens is we are addressing that situation. We are allowing our breath to also go with these waves. And we are noticing that as we go up and down, our rhythm also changes with the breath. Observe what loops are you doing. Have you done like really deep loops or have you done like waves that are smooth? Observe that. Correct? And the reflective question that I want you to ask is, what are you holding inside? What is that one emotion that you're holding quietly, which you're not able to express? Maybe it is anger towards a loved one because you're scared that if I say something, it might hurt someone. Or again, fear that I don't want to do this particular thing, but because I'm expected to do it, I will do it. Okay. Now, when we draw these particular loops, if you've noticed, what happens is the movement that we are doing is allowing the movement of the feeling also. It's moving, it's allowing you to process something that you have kept inside. When you're drawing this, you're going to start observing your breath. Your mind is going to slow down. You are going to feel that feeling of complete relaxation and one with your mind and with your breath. So, when you're feeling that relaxed, these emotions come up and they allow to be addressed and processed. Now, at this particular time, when you're observing your breath, and if you feel that something is coming up, but I don't want to, no, just keep it aside. That's a disservice that you're doing to yourself. Whenever you're practicing art, what you do is allow your mind to process. Don't try to control. Whatever feelings are coming up, whatever thoughts are coming up, they are just thoughts. They need to be processed. So let it come, just observe them and let them pass, just like these waves. Okay. Uh, Somebody has asked me, can you help me with activity that makes our brain calm? All the patterns that we are doing today will help you to calm down because they are repetitive patterns. Excuse me. These are all repetitive patterns. So if you keep practicing them in your free time, if you keep doing this, it will help you to completely relax. Because any pattern that is making you repeat its shape requires you to focus a little, requires you to breathe into it. That automatically allows your brain to be focused and relaxes the mind and the breath. Okay, now we've done meanders also. What we are going to do is the last pattern for today, that is going to be explosions. Explosions are also called as flowers because they address the emotion of happy. Now you all will think, Latika, happiness, why do we need to address? Happiness is a good thing, right? What's the problem with happiness? There's nothing wrong. Trust me, anything in excess is going to do a disservice. If you can't process your happiness, if you can't understand that this is also going to pass, this is not going to stay with me for long, I have to understand this. There are some people who are in a loop of toxic positivity, or there are some people who find it very difficult to accept sadness because they prefer being happy all the time. Understand? So that is also a disservice that you're doing to yourself. Now what we are going to do is, when we want to try the processing of the feeling of happiness, we consider it as explosions. Explosions can be like a volcanic eruption, but we want to give it a more easier way to draw. So we are going to draw flowers with a small circle at the center. You will draw big petals. Like I said, art therapy or art in itself does not require perfection. It requires you to be present over there. Okay? Now we've drawn this one flower. This is you at the center. Now, if you see every circle that is being drawn, every circle is processed. So you go up with your feeling of happiness, eventually it is going to come down. You are going to come back to reality. So this allows you to process it. So you start, go up, come down. You go up and you come back down. 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 Yes? Definitely try it on your page. You can take up the entire page also. And if you don't want the center to be small, you can increase the size of the center also. But the petals have to be longer. Okay? Are you all trying it? This is the pattern that we've done for happiness. And what I want you all to reflect on right now is, when you start from the center, when you're doing a burst of outward. So, you all have observed yourself when you all are happy. Either some people start crying, or you have a big, loud laughter that you burst into, or you just jump out of your seat because you've received that new news or something exciting. Yeah. So, just observe what is your behavior. How do you react when you get some kind of happiness? Now there are two ways of drawing this again also. What you've done is flowers. There's another way is, you can also draw a center and you can just draw sparks coming out. You know how you have the crackers in Diwali? So you just draw sparks coming out. So you draw a round in the center again and you just draw line sparks. Yes? So it's either petals or it's sparks. Okay? Now, while you're drawing this, you can also draw them bold, you can draw them delicate, whatever you're comfortable with. The reflective questions that we want to ask ourselves is, whenever you're happy, are you able to genuinely express yourself without feeling judged? Or you hold yourself and you don't want to be too happy because you're scared that no, no, it's okay, this will pass. Okay, why? No, no, I don't want to. So, what is the genuine thing that makes you happy? You ease into it, and which is the happiness that you fear? That, oh no, this happens, no, no, I have to be careful, I don't have to tell people, or I have to be very careful. Yes. So now I want you to, with this artwork, observe your behavior. How are you intentionally creating happiness? Are you creating that happiness with that fear that I don't want to tell anyone? I don't want to discuss this. This is just for me. I am not able to share it with anyone. So I will not react at all. Yes, observe your behavior, because let's be honest, we are trained since childhood कि अच्छी बातें अभी बोलो मत, सब हो जाने दो बाद में बोलना. Certain things we have been taught since childhood, correct? Now, we have discussed 5 patterns today. What we have discussed is, we are going to do a quick recap. We have done the spirals, we have done the fractals. I will show you the pictures also so you all can just remember. What we have started with is, we have done our spirals. After the spirals, we have done our fractals, that are branches. Spirals were related to anxiety and anger, fractals were related to disgust, processing the feeling of disgust, irritability, helplessness. Then we did tessellations. We discussed how we can do a small packing of the fear, address it, and we can do bigger shapes on the full sheet, whatever you're comfortable, helps us address the fear. After that, we did meanders. Yes, we did the waves, which helps us to process the feeling of sadness, helps us process, helps us understand. And then what we did is the happiness emotion, that is explosion. We addressed it, and we have given ourselves 2 options where we are addressing how we are feeling, how we are expressing our happiness. Each and every emotion that you feel, that you express, is associated with what you are feeling on a deeper level inside. The expression comes out in either the form of laughter, crying, irritability, yelling, yawning, somebody going into a deep slumber. It all depends. Yes. Now, going forward, before we end the session, what I want you all to do is, I want you all to just pause for some time. I want you to just observe the artworks that you all have made. Sit with it for a couple of minutes. And since I'm assuming most of you might be either working professionals or people who are working from home, I recommend you keep some loose sheets on your desk, so that whenever you have these emotions, you're experiencing either extreme anxiety or fear or anger, you can process these emotions with simple doodles that will help you to relax your mind and slow down the breath. Along with these, you have to find healthy outlets, like art always helps. There is exercise, music, or community programs. When I say community programs, I mean either singing clubs or running clubs, book clubs, whatever helps you feel to be part of a community where there are shared interests. Okay? We are going to go into Q&A in a bit, but before we go into that, I want you all to know that I am the founder of Ikigai for the Soul. That is the name of my company that I have founded. It is available on Instagram. You can find me on LinkedIn also, and I have the website www.ikigaiforthesoul.com. And I want you all to visit. I want you all to have a look. Presently, we have something called 31 Days of Arts for Mental Health that is going on. You can follow me on Instagram over there. Meanwhile, I appreciate all the patience that you all showed, and I want to say thank you, because we had a technical glitch in the beginning. And the next 10 minutes, I'm going to remove this pin and I'm going to close my video for this. And I'm going to then ask you to share your questions I want you to be honest with me, tell me how you felt. And fractals, we were discussing disgust. Shubhi asked me what emotion for fractals. It was disgust or irritability. Now, the forum is open for questions. If you all want to ask me any questions, please let me know. We are open to questions right now.
So we have a few questions that our participants have, posted in the chat. I will go through one by one, and then maybe we can pick up the ones that they
Lovely.
posted in Q&A. So,
Lovely.
starting with, there is one question from Jinal. She said that her petals were getting looped into each other. So she was asking why can it be? Would there
Gina,
be any reason?
Sometimes what happens is we are not able to do those lines carefully. We are trying to find a meaning into ये loop क्यों हो रहा है. Sometimes there's no meaning. You don't have to find a meaning. There is no reason. The other concept where you say that your petals are getting looped is because you're not able to get a clear chain of thoughts also. You are trying to get stuck, like if you solve one thing you get stuck into the second thing, if you solve the second thing you get stuck into the third thing without solving the first two things. So that can also mean or imply it.
Okay. Uh,
Was that
so
helpful,
we
Gina?
so Jinal maybe can give a thumbs up or a
Yes.
highlight.
Yes,
Yeah.
true. How to solve it? How to solve it is by doing a brain dump activity, Jinal. There is something called a brain dump activity where you sit calmly in one place for at least half an hour and write down every thought that is coming down to your head. It can mean anything from, I have to take that trip, I want to go to Singapore, or I want to go to the parlor, or I have to get my clothes ironed, I have to cook pani puri for the weekend. Any random thought that comes to your mind, completely note it down on a piece of paper. It's called a brain dump activity. So mind becomes completely blank, and then you divide it into quadrants. If you know the quadrant theory, I don't remember it right now, but what you it's most urgent, most important, urgent but not important. So and then you divide all those thoughts into those quadrants, and it will help you relax. Yes.
Great. We have another question where someone is asked that could you help with an activity that makes the brain calm?
All these activities I mentioned earlier, all these activities that you are doing is going to help you to relax. I have somebody in the chat who's sending a lot of laugh emojis. Is it just me, or oh sorry, I think I just misread it. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So the question was, sorry, Sharon, can you help me with that question? That emoji just distracted me for a bit.
Yeah, no, so there was a question where someone asked that how can you suggest an activity how to calm the brain?
So, whatever patterns we've done today, it helps you to calm the brain. But if you want to do something on a very serious level where you feel very anxious, I think the waves will help you a lot. Definitely the waves, because they help you process. Yeah. I have somebody who's asking about felt like I wanted to cry because I was feeling heavy throughout the process of doing the patterns. Why was it so, Riddhi? That's probably because you've not processed your emotions in a very long time. So, whenever your heart is forced or your mind is forced to sit in one place and do an activity, everything that you've suppressed for a very long time probably comes out. That is why you must have felt the way you were feeling. Yeah, probably. Sharon, are you there?
Yes, I am there, I'm there.
Yeah, so you can go to the next question.
Okay, so we'll take it from the Q&A section then. So
Yeah.
we have Priyanka who's asked that how can I get out of the loop of thoughts?
Like I said, the brain dump activity. You do the brain dump activity where you address all the thoughts. You have to give yourself that 1 hour. I tell you, as a person, I try and do it at least once a month,
Hmm.
because it is very relaxing. Because what happens is, as individuals now, we are working and we have full functioning homes, men and women both. So there are a lot of open loops in the brain, and sometimes when you do this activity, it helps you to put things in perspective. So I highly recommend doing the brain dump activity.
Okay. We have some Chanchal who's written that if we draw different patterns, like making hearts or drawing lines vertically and horizontally when we are stressed. Not because I noticed doing all this.
Yes.
So I, Chanchal,
What is the
if
question,
yeah,
Chanchal?
in case
It's
if
a
you
good
have
thing if you're
the
doing
question
this. Yeah, it's a
something,
good thing.
yeah,
I am assuming that you want, what you mean to ask is, why am I doing this? I am
yeah,
assuming that's
maybe.
what it means. So it means probably that is just your outlet, and it's a good thing. Probably you're processing your emotions. It's a good thing.
Mm. We have Rashmi who's asked how to not let your mind take up anything from the past and live completely in the moment.
So, anxiety is something that is caused because of this feeling. 99% of the time, anxiety is because you're not able to process the past, or you're fearing the future, and you're not able to focus on the present moment. So there are multiple grounding techniques that are available online also. If you all do research, you all will find it. There is something called walking on green grass empty foot, and without
Mm.
shoes. Then there is something called the 5 4 3 2 1, where you're observing five things. You're touching the five senses. So I recommend you all practice grounding techniques for that, because this is basically happening because of too much anxiety, and you're fearing. That fear is making you, not able to balance this out.
Mm. So we have a question from Snehal. She's asked how to overcome from overthinking, and I'm either stuck in the past or future, and I keep getting engaged in it, and that leads to frustration.
So, Snehal, again, try grounding techniques. They are really helpful with a lot of my clients and high functioning adults also. It is a sign that helps you to calm yourself down completely. So, if you don't have access to green grass where you can walk barefoot, I suggest you definitely try the 5 4 3 2 1. It is Google. You can Google it. It's very easily available. Grounding technique 5 4 3 2 1. It is where you're observing five things, and then you're going to try and listen to four things. It is basically to activate your five senses. What do grounding techniques do? Basically, they bring you to the present. They help and guide your mind to come back to the present again and again and again. So when you're in the present, your mind is forced to remind itself that nothing is going to happen to me, I am safe. Past में जो हुआ है, you get scared of it, the future scares you, and it's like a loop. You're overthinking about that situation again and again and again. But if you keep practicing grounding techniques, helps you to accept that I am safe, I'm in the present right now, nothing is going to happen. So I definitely recommend trying it.
Great. So we have a question from Shubhi. Sometimes I feel like we are getting stuck with one feeling for longer than expected and also in bits and pieces. Is there any way we can address it faster and in one go?
No, there is
Okay.
it's not. Emotions and feelings are different to different people. We are all made with a very different DNA, and as much as I would like it that I could free the world and make it not feel emotions deeply, but unfortunately or fortunately, we are human beings, and we do feel all these things at a very deeper level. So the intensity of it might become less. Sorry, the frequency of it might become less, but the intensity remains the same. So for example, if you're hurt about something, when it happens for the next couple of days, you're going to feel very hurt, you're going to feel intensely the pain. But as you process it and you allow yourself to feel it, the more the number of times you think of it is going to become less, the intensity might remain the same, and once you start accepting it, slowly you're going to be okay with it. So it takes time,
Yes.
but it doesn't go away just like that.
Yes. We have Pankaj who's asking, does excessive finger cracking also indicate that a person is overthinking or thinking too much about something?
I know of people who excessively crack their fingers without overthinking also. So I wouldn't call it
Okay.
a sign. I wouldn't call it a sign. It can mean somebody who's nervous or anxious also, but it's not always true. Sometimes people just do it because they like doing it. There is no proven sign necessarily.
Great. Then we have a question from
someone who's asked, how do I calm down when I have panic attacks or anxiety attacks, and why is it caused? How can I cure it permanently?
So, anxiety attacks and panic attacks are caused because of multiple reasons, and I cannot address it without knowing about you. How I can suggest the activities that can help you calm you down is again, grounding techniques help. But when you're in the middle of a panic attack, or when you're in the middle of an anxiety attack, you can take a piece of ice cube, or you can keep it on your, where doctors check the pulse. You can try keeping that ice cube there, or you can wet a towel, a Turkish towel, and you can keep it on your face or on the nape of your neck. Also, you have your jugular, your two fingers you can place on your jugular, where you can feel your heartbeat or your breath, and that, just slowly breathing into it, helps you calm down. Also, you can bend over, put your head in between your knees, and do slow deep breaths. That also helps you to relax in the middle of an anxiety or a panic attack.
Great. These are
But to
really great
understand
techniques.
why, thank you so much. But if you want to really understand why it is happening or how you can cure it, we will have to probably have a one-on-one session, and I can help you accordingly.
Right.
Hope this was
Next
helpful. Do
question.
try it.
Next question we have is like suggest some brain exercise or techniques to be in control, not reactive to external or any specific timing for the activities, or any diet also impacts the brain functioning. So
Diet
any
definitely,
activities, yeah.
yes, this is diet definitely has a very deep impact on brain function. I strongly believe in this, but I am not an expert to tell you what are the dietary recommendations. What I can do recommend is that eat on time, don't eat junk food, don't eat oily food because that makes you lethargic. And for example, the things that you can take care of are your screen times. The moment you wake up in the morning, at least 1 hour, you shouldn't be touching any screen. Before you go to bed, you shouldn't be touching your screen for at least 1 hour. The reason we tell you this is because when you get up in the morning, the first thing that you see, you're going to be stuck in the loop, and the entire narration of the day is going to go on in that way. Similarly, whatever you see last, if you don't keep a gap, you're going to sleep, and that's the narration that is going to go on in your sleep brain activity. You don't want that happening. So when you get up in the morning, you start with positive thoughts, or thoughts that will reinforce your entire day. You get up with that intention of, what is your plan for the day. You drink your water. Make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to just ease into the day. Now, some of us don't have that luxury of giving ourselves 1 hour. We have to get up and rush. So I'm sure you can at least make room for 15-20 minutes before you rush into your day. That is one thing. Secondly, your sleep pattern. The sleep pattern is the most underrated thing where mental health and relaxation is concerned. Highly underrated tool. Also, sometimes the lights in your house. So after 6 o'clock, make it a point that you switch off the white light and you keep a yellow light. So you know how before our time, there was a natural lighting. Body used to know how to ease. Now what is happening is we have these fancy lights and we don't pay attention, so the body never knows when it is supposed to rest and when it is supposed to be active. So even in my house, I have a lot of other clients also. I make it a point that after 5:30 or 6, you switch to your yellow light, so your body knows slowly that now it is supposed to go in relaxation mode. So these are a couple of tips that you can definitely try. When you're talking about brain exercise, I recommend solving puzzles, Sudoku, or generally I do the word puzzles. It makes me very happy. So finding the words, so that helps your brain to be distracted, helps to also be a little sharp. Hope that was helpful. Any other questions for me?
So, Nitika, I think we do not have any questions. I think this
Great.
session was really great. Even I have, taken back a lot from this, and I hope that our participants have also, learned a lot and how in terms of expressing emotion. So, on behalf of everyone, I would like to thank you firstly. And on behalf of the IMT team and Nitika, I'd like to thank all our participants who've been patient all throughout the call and who made that effort to actually go ahead and get some stationery and keep practicing expressions of emotions. So thank you everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. Have a nice day.